Ladies and gentlemen, there is an undeniable power in how we respond to the challenges life throws our way. In moments of pain, disappointment, or betrayal, our instinct might be to react, to lash out, to let the emotions flood over us. But it is in those exact moments that our true strength is revealed. It's not in how we react, but in how we choose to respond. We all face moments when the world seems to turn against us, when someone we trusted hurts us, or when life presents an obstacle that feels insurmountable. The natural instinct is often to protect ourselves, to strike back, or to withdraw. But in choosing to respond consciously, rather than react impulsively, we empower ourselves to move through these trials with grace, wisdom, and an unwavering sense of self. When someone hurts us, it's easy to let our emotions dictate our actions. The rush of anger, sadness, or frustration is powerful. In those moments, we might feel justified in lashing out, in saying something harsh or doing something we may later regret. But reacting from a place of hurt doesn't serve us, it only adds fuel to the fire of negativity. We might believe that in some way, reacting will make us feel better or get some form of justice, but in reality it only keeps us trapped in a cycle of pain. The challenge then is to pause, to breathe, and to recognize that we are not our emotions, but the masters of them. The power of response is rooted in choice. Every situation gives us the opportunity to decide how we will face it. When someone betrays us or causes us harm, we can choose to rise above it instead of sinking into the bitterness of revenge. In choosing to rise, we reclaim our power. We stop allowing the actions of others to dictate our emotional state. Instead of allowing anger or resentment to cloud our judgment, we can choose to move forward with dignity, with grace, and with the knowledge that we are not defined by what has been done to us, but by how we decide to carry ourselves in the aftermath. Responding consciously rather than reacting impulsively is a testament to our inner strength. It takes courage to not meet hurt with hurt, to not mirror the negativity or the toxicity we encounter. It takes a deep sense of self-respect to rise above the urge to retaliate. By doing so, we create space for healing both for ourselves and often for the relationship involved. Instead of perpetuating a cycle of conflict, we open the door for understanding, for forgiveness, and for growth. And while forgiveness may not always come easily, especially when the pain is deep, it is the most powerful response we can have. It frees us from being bound by the actions of others. Choosing to respond rather than react also means taking control of our own story. We decide how our journey will unfold, and we decide whether we will let the obstacles, the betrayals, or the hurt define us. In choosing to respond with calm, with wisdom, and with an open heart, we release the grip of victimhood. We stop seeing ourselves as passive recipients of life's hardships and instead become active participants in our own growth. We take the pain, the challenge, and we turn it into something stronger, something wiser, something better. The hurt may still be there, but it no longer controls us. We are the ones who hold the pen and write the next chapter. There is a deeper level of power that comes from responding with intention, especially in the face of hurt. It is an act of self-empowerment. By choosing not to react in anger, not to retaliate in frustration, we begin to set boundaries not just with others, but with ourselves. We begin to understand that we do not need to match the energy of negativity around us. We learn that we can rise above and create an energy of peace, strength, and compassion, no matter the circumstances. This is where true resilience is born. It is not born from simply enduring hardship, but from choosing to meet it with the strength and resolve to come out the other side better, not bitter. Our responses also ripple out into the world around us. When we respond to challenges with grace and poise, we become examples of how to handle adversity. We show others that there is a higher way to deal with life's difficulties. People begin to notice how we carry ourselves, how we handle pain, and how we move forward with strength and dignity. By responding with resilience, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of courage, self-mastery, and personal empowerment. At the end of the day, the power of response is a reminder that we are not helpless in the face of adversity. We are not victims of circumstances. We have the choice to rise above, to rise stronger, to rise with grace. When we respond with intention, when we choose to act with dignity instead of reacting with hurt, we unlock a force within us that is unstoppable. It's the force that guides us through the hardest of times and leads us to a place of strength, peace, and personal power. Life is not a straight line. It is a winding path full of twists and turns, highs and lows. It moves with an unpredictable rhythm that can throw us into moments of great joy and deep sorrow in equal measure. But it's not the ease of the journey that defines us. It's how we respond when we are faced with hardship. Challenges are an inevitable part of life. And the truth is that everyone will experience betrayal, disappointment, or betrayal in one form or another. These moments don't define who we are, but they do offer us the opportunity to define how we want to move forward. It is through these moments that our strength, character, and resilience are built. When you face a challenge, you have two choices. You can be crushed by it, or you can rise above it. Every hardship is an opportunity to show yourself what you're truly capable of. It is easy to look at a problem or a painful experience and feel overwhelmed, to feel like the weight is too much to bear, that you'll never be able to recover. But the truth is, challenges, especially the most difficult ones, are what teach us the most about ourselves. They bring out a power we never knew we had and push us to grow in ways we might never have chosen. When we face adversity, we often discover the deepest wells of resilience within ourselves, and that resilience becomes the foundation upon which we can build everything else. It is in the midst of hardship that we realize something powerful. We are stronger than we think. When someone hurts us, when life tests us, it can feel like we're at our breaking point. But what if those moments aren't the moments we break? What if they are the moments we bend but don't break? What if they are the moments that shape us into something greater than we ever imagined? Through each challenge, no matter how painful, we have the chance to grow, to evolve, to become more of who we are meant to be. And as we move through each trial, we develop a deeper understanding of our own strength and potential. Challenges also remind us that life's ebb and flow is natural, that nothing stays the same forever. The struggles we face are only temporary. Just as the seasons change, so too does our experience of life. The hardships we encounter, no matter how heavy they seem in the moment, will eventually pass. The sun will rise again, and we will rise with it, carrying the lessons learned from every challenge, every setback, and every painful experience. But it's not just about enduring those tough times, it's about how we approach them. The key to rising above challenges lies in our attitude. When we approach adversity with the mindset that this too shall pass, that we have the power within us to handle whatever comes our way, we begin to shift the way we experience life. Instead of being defeated by our circumstances, we learn to navigate them with grace and determination. We begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on the path to something greater. In those moments, we become our own greatest source of strength. We tap into an inner well of courage and fortitude that we never even knew was there. Each challenge is a test, yes, but it's also a chance for us to expand, to transform, to become more than we were before. The struggles we face teach us valuable lessons about resilience, adaptability, and patience. They show us the importance of holding on to hope even when it feels like everything is falling apart. They remind us that no matter how many times we fall, we have the power to get back up. Life will knock us down, but the beauty lies in getting back up with a renewed sense of purpose, with a clearer understanding of our own strength. The journey through life is not about avoiding pain or discomfort. It's about learning how to navigate it. It's about realizing that the storms will come, but they do not have the power to destroy us. Instead, they offer us the chance to grow, to become stronger, to become more resilient. And in that growth, we become the people we were always meant to be. The most important thing to remember when facing a challenge is that it is not the end of your story. It is just a chapter. Challenges may test your patience, your willpower, your endurance, but they will never define you unless you allow them to. It is the way we rise from adversity that leaves the greatest impact on our lives. Each time we push through, each time we refuse to let a challenge break us, we are writing a new chapter in our story, a chapter that says, I am stronger than I was before. I am more resilient. I can face anything. So when you face those moments of difficulty, when life seems unfair, or when someone betrays your trust, do not view it as the end. View it as a part of the journey, a part that will shape you, strengthen you, and ultimately lead you to a higher place. Because in the end, it is not the challenges that define us, but how we rise above them. And with each rise, we grow more powerful, more courageous, and more capable of facing whatever lies ahead. There is a quiet, often overlooked power in forgiveness. It's not always easy, and it's certainly not always fair, but there is an undeniable strength that comes from choosing to forgive. Forgiveness is not about excusing someone's actions or letting them off the hook for their wrongdoings. It's about releasing yourself from the grip of resentment and allowing yourself the freedom to move forward. When you choose to forgive, you are not doing it for the person who hurt you. You are doing it for yourself. It is a profound act of self-care, self-respect, and personal power that allows you to step out of the shadow of your pain and into the light of your own healing. When someone betrays you, when someone hurts you deeply, the natural response is often to hold on to that pain. It's tempting to let the wound define you, to let it shape your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. The anger, the sadness, the frustration, they all feel justified. But here's the truth. Holding on to that pain doesn't make the person who hurt you suffer. It only keeps you tethered to them, bound by their actions, and stuck in a cycle of bitterness and grief. Choosing forgiveness is an act of liberation. It is the moment when you decide that the person who hurt you will no longer have power over your heart. You decide that their actions, their betrayal, will no longer control your emotions or your life. In that choice, you reclaim your peace, your power, and your joy. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. It takes incredible courage to let go of the anger, the disappointment, and the resentment that we feel when someone betrays us. It takes a deep understanding that holding on to these negative emotions only keeps us bound to the past, to the hurt, to the person who wronged us. But when you forgive, you step into a place of emotional freedom. You release the weight that has been dragging you down and make room for healing to enter your life. By forgiving, you free yourself from the emotional baggage that no longer serves you, and you give yourself the gift of moving forward with a lighter heart. And forgiving doesn't mean that you forget what happened or that you condone the wrong that was done to you. It means you release the power that the hurt has over you. You choose to let go of the need for revenge, for justice, or for an apology. You stop waiting for someone else to make it right, and instead you take control of your own healing. You recognize that while you can't change what happened, you have the power to choose how you respond, and you choose to heal rather than to remain stuck in a cycle of hurt. Choosing forgiveness is also about recognizing that we all make mistakes and we all fall short. No one is perfect. Everyone has moments when they act out of fear, insecurity, or hurt. And while it doesn't excuse the wrong done to you, it opens up the possibility for understanding. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to keep them in your life or allow them to continue hurting you. It simply means you're no longer willing to let their actions dictate your peace. You no longer give them the power to control your emotional state. In forgiveness, you take back that control. You decide how much energy you're willing to give to the past and how much you want to invest in your future. But forgiveness is also a deeply personal act. It's about your own growth, your own healing. It's about stepping into the person you want to become, the person who is free from the chains of anger, the bitterness of betrayal, and the weight of past wrongs. When you forgive, you become someone who is not defined by what has been done to them, but by how they choose to rise above it. You become someone who refuses to allow their peace to be stolen by others. You become someone who understands that healing is not about waiting for someone else to make things right, but about choosing to heal for yourself. And in that healing, you begin to realize that forgiveness is not a one-time event, it is a process. It may take time to fully release the pain, to fully let go of the hurt. But every time you choose to forgive, every time you let go of a little bit more of the resentment, you get closer to the peace you deserve. You get closer to the freedom that comes from choosing to rise above the pain, to choose healing over hurt, and to choose peace over anger. Each step forward is a victory, each moment of forgiveness is an act of courage, and each day that you choose to move forward without carrying the weight of past wrongs is a testament to your strength and resilience. The beauty of forgiveness is that it is not only for the person who hurt you, it is for you. It is a gift you give yourself, a powerful act of self-love that allows you to step into a future free from the burdens of the past. So when life tests you, when someone betrays you or hurts you deeply, remember that you have the power to choose forgiveness. You have the power to release the pain, to let go of the hurt, and to move forward with a heart that is free, open, and ready to embrace the next chapter of your journey. Forgiveness is not just a choice, it is the key to unlocking your peace, your freedom, and your future. Every person who faces hardship, betrayal, or disappointment is given a profound gift in the form of choice. We are often told that life happens to us, that the circumstances we find ourselves in are beyond our control. And while it is true that we cannot always control what happens around us, there is one thing we do have the power to control: how we respond. The power to choose is one of the most empowering aspects of our existence, and it is something that nobody can take away from us. It is a gift, a force that lies within us, and it is the source of our ability to navigate even the most difficult of times. When someone hurts you or betrays your trust, it can feel like your world is turned upside down. The pain, the confusion, the sense of being wronged can overwhelm your thoughts, and it can feel like you have no control over what happens next. But in those moments, it is vital to remember that no matter what happens to you, you always have the power to choose how to respond. You have the choice to let that pain define you or to use it as a stepping stone to become stronger. You have the choice to remain stuck in anger or to rise above it and reclaim your peace. No matter the circumstances, your response is entirely in your hands. It is this power of choice that separates those who are defeated by adversity from those who are strengthened by it. Life may deal us difficult cards, but how we play those cards is what truly matters. In choosing how we respond, we assert control over our own journey. No matter what life throws at us, we decide whether we will allow it to break us or build us. The ability to choose empowers us to shape our own destiny, to determine how we will move through the challenges and obstacles that inevitably arise. This power of choice is not just about deciding how we react in any given moment. It's about recognizing that we hold the reins of our life, no matter how difficult or painful the situation may seem. When someone hurts you or betrays your trust, you might feel like you're powerless. The hurt can be so intense that it feels like it has taken away your control. But in truth, the most important thing in that moment is your ability to choose how you move forward. You can choose to carry the weight of that hurt and let it shape your actions, or you can choose to release it, to rise above, and to move on in a way that serves your well-being. The freedom that comes with this choice is extraordinary. It's liberating to realize that the actions of others do not dictate your peace. No one can control your emotions unless you let them. You may not be able to change what someone else has done, but you can change how you respond. And in doing so, you create a new path, a path that leads you out of the darkness and into the light. You are the one who gets to decide whether you will let pain, anger, or betrayal keep you trapped, or whether you will use it to fuel your growth and move forward. There is also an incredible strength that comes from choosing to take responsibility for your own healing. When someone wrongs us, it can be easy to wait for them to apologize, to wait for them to make things right. But often the apology we seek never comes. In those moments, it's up to us to take charge of our own healing. The power to heal lies within us, not in the actions of others. When you choose to let go of the hurt, to forgive, to rise above the negativity, you take control of your own emotional state. You stop waiting for someone else to fix what has been broken and take the responsibility of moving forward. By doing so, you release yourself from the prison of your pain and step into a place of empowerment. This power of choice is also what makes us resilient. Life will throw challenges our way, and it will sometimes feel like everything is working against us. But in choosing to rise above, in choosing to face those challenges with grace and strength, we develop resilience. We learn that we are not defined by what happens to us, but by how we choose to handle what happens. Each time we choose to respond with strength instead of giving in to despair, we become more resilient. With each challenge, we build a foundation of inner strength that can withstand even the most difficult of storms. The power to choose is ultimately what allows us to create a life of purpose and meaning. It allows us to live in alignment with who we are, no matter the obstacles that come our way. When we choose to face adversity with courage, to rise above hurt with forgiveness, and to respond to betrayal with resilience, we begin to live a life that reflects our true strength and character. It's not about the things that happen to us, but how we choose to move through them. In each choice, we have the opportunity to create a life that is not dictated by external circumstances, but shaped by our own inner power. So, in the face of hurt, betrayal, or any challenge life may throw at you, remember that you always have the power to choose. You have the power to decide how you will respond, how you will move forward, and how you will use each experience to grow stronger. No one can take that power away from you. It is yours, and it is the key to creating the life you want to live, one where you are not a victim of circumstances, but a powerful creator of your own destiny. Resilience is a quality that is often forged in the fire of hardship. It is not something that we are born with, but rather something that we develop over time through the challenges we face and the obstacles we overcome. Life is not a smooth journey. It is filled with moments of difficulty, moments when it seems as if the weight of the world is pressing down on us. But it is in those moments, in the face of adversity, that we find our greatest strength. Resilience is what allows us to rise, to continue moving forward even when we feel as if we cannot take another step. It is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to learn from failures, and to persist in the pursuit of our goals, no matter the challenges that stand in our way. The key to resilience is not about avoiding pain or discomfort. It is about learning how to face it, how to move through it without allowing it to define us. Every challenge we encounter presents an opportunity to build resilience. It might not feel that way in the moment. In fact, there may be times when the difficulty seems insurmountable. But with each challenge comes a chance to grow stronger, to dig deeper, and to prove to ourselves that we are capable of overcoming whatever stands before us. Resilience is about finding the strength within ourselves to continue, even when things seem impossible. It is the belief that no matter how many times we fall, we have the ability to rise again. Each time we face a setback or experience a failure, we are given the opportunity to build resilience. The key is not to see these moments as defeats, but as stepping stones on the path to success. Every time we fail, we learn something new about ourselves and the world around us. Failure teaches us what doesn't work, and it forces us to adapt, to change, and to grow. In that sense, failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. It is a necessary part of our journey that, while painful, ultimately helps us build the resilience we need to keep moving forward. It is important to remember that resilience is not something that can be built overnight. It is a process that takes time, effort, and patience. Just as muscles become stronger through repeated use, so too does our ability to handle adversity grow stronger through repeated experiences of overcoming it. With each challenge we face, we become more adept at navigating life's difficulties. We learn to approach problems with a sense of confidence, knowing that we have faced difficult situations before and come out stronger on the other side. This sense of confidence is a cornerstone of resilience. When we know that we have the ability to overcome past struggles, we are better equipped to face future challenges with a calm and steadfast heart. One of the most important aspects of resilience is the ability to keep moving forward even when things feel uncertain. Life is rarely predictable, and the road ahead is often unclear. It can be tempting to give up when things are not going as planned, when we feel like we are spinning our wheels, or when the goal we are working toward feels unreachable. But resilience teaches us that it is not the destination that matters most, it is the journey. It is the small steps we take each day, the perseverance we show in the face of uncertainty, and the determination to keep going even when the end seems far away. Resilience is about finding the strength to keep moving, to trust in the process, and to have faith that every effort, no matter how small, is leading us closer to our goal. Another vital element of resilience is the ability to remain adaptable. Life is full of surprises, and the path we set out on may not always be the one we end up walking. We may face detours, setbacks, and unexpected challenges that force us to rethink our plans. But true resilience lies in our ability to adapt to those changes, to find new solutions, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles in our way. The most resilient people are not those who follow a straight line to success, but those who are able to adjust their course when necessary, to pivot when things don't go according to plan, and to keep pushing forward with determination and optimism. Resilience also involves the capacity to maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of adversity. It's easy to become discouraged when things go wrong, when life doesn't unfold the way we expect it to. But resilience teaches us to look for the silver lining, to find the lessons in every challenge, and to focus on the possibilities, not the limitations. It's about maintaining hope, even when it seems like hope is in short supply. A resilient person understands that setbacks are temporary, that difficulties are part of the process, and that perseverance will eventually lead to success. Resilience is not something that comes naturally to all of us, but it is a quality that can be cultivated. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Every time we face a challenge and choose to rise above it, we are building our resilience, making ourselves stronger, and proving to ourselves that we are capable of handling whatever life throws our way. With each obstacle we overcome, we become more confident in our ability to persevere, more certain that we can face the future with strength and courage. It is in our moments of adversity that we discover our true potential, and it is through resilience that we unlock the power to keep moving forward, no matter what. In the face of adversity, it is easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of the world, to feel as though life is working against us. We may find ourselves questioning our strength, wondering how we can possibly keep going when everything seems so difficult. But it is precisely in those moments that we discover something powerful about ourselves. When we choose to rise above the challenges, to meet them head-on with courage and determination, we uncover the depths of our resilience. It is in adversity that we learn just how strong we are, how much inner power we possess, and how much we are capable of overcoming. Life will undoubtedly throw obstacles in our path, and some of those obstacles will feel like mountains. But we must remember that the ability to face and overcome these challenges is within us. We are not defined by the difficulties we encounter, but by the way we choose to respond to them. Each challenge we face offers us the opportunity to grow, to strengthen our character, and to prove to ourselves that we are capable of far more than we initially believe. The strength to rise above adversity doesn't come from avoiding pain or running from hardship. It comes from facing those moments with grace, with patience, and with the understanding that no matter how hard things get, we can weather the storm. It comes from finding the courage to keep moving forward, even when it feels like progress is slow or impossible. Each small step forward, each moment of perseverance, brings us closer to the other side of the struggle. And in those moments of persistence, we begin to realize that we are not just surviving, we are growing, evolving, and becoming stronger than ever before. The ability to rise above challenges is also rooted in the belief that we are worthy of peace, happiness, and success. It is easy to get lost in the negativity of the moment and to believe that we are somehow unworthy of a better life because of the struggles we face. But when we rise above adversity, we affirm our own strength and value. We prove to ourselves that we are not victims of circumstance, but active participants in our own journey. We take control not of what happens to us, but of how we choose to respond, and in doing so, we regain our power and confidence. In the face of hurt or betrayal, it can feel like the world has crumbled beneath our feet. The emotional wounds can run deep, and it can be easy to feel stuck, overwhelmed by pain and disappointment. But even in those darkest moments, it's important to remember that we hold a powerful tool within ourselves, the ability to choose how we move forward. When life seems unfair or others betray our trust, the most powerful action we can take is to refuse to let those moments define us. Instead of dwelling in anger or despair, we can choose to rise above the situation, choosing healing over hurt, strength over weakness. The choice to move beyond hurt is not about ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's about acknowledging the hurt, honoring our emotions, and then choosing to step out of its shadow. The longer we hold on to resentment or anger, the more we allow the hurt to control us. It's easy to stay trapped in a cycle of blame or sadness, but that cycle only continues to drain our energy and prevent us from moving forward. Letting go of the pain doesn't mean we forget what happened, but it means we stop allowing that hurt to dominate our lives. Choosing to rise above the pain is about taking control of our own emotional well-being. We cannot always control what others do, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to reclaim our peace and refuse to let others' actions steal our joy or dictate how we live. It's a decision to no longer be bound by the past, to no longer let someone else's choices affect our present. In making that decision, we free ourselves from the weight of bitterness and open the door to healing and growth. When we choose to rise above hurt and betrayal, we step into our own power. We stop waiting for someone else to make things right and try hours of our own healing. It's an act of strength to decide that we will not be a victim of circumstance, that we will not allow hurt to keep us down. Instead, we take the reins of our life and move forward with resilience, confidence, and an unwavering belief in our own ability to overcome any obstacle. Every step we take in this direction reaffirms our inner strength and creates space for a brighter future.